Hi, Jeff.
Hey, what up?
Hey, how you doing?
Good,
Hey,
good, good, good.
hey, cool little setup you got there.
Yeah,
Got
yeah.
all this stuff to look at. You should be a podcaster.
I mean, I kind of am from time to time, not podcasting, but I do all the content creation. What is this? Got it.
So what does that mean? Like,
So I run a content creation company in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. This is my office that I'm in right now. It's called Seeke Creative, and I pretty much create mostly video content, but do like photography and all that fun stuff too.
who was
So
your first client?
my my first client was actually as Seek was this company called the Sportsman's Journal. It's a fishing show. It's like
Had
it's like that weekend. Everyone's got like Bally's or whatever. It's on Bally's
yeah,
here in Wisconsin. So it's like we'd go up to Canada a bunch and shoot. Literally sit in a boat for 12 hours and film fishing and then shoot photos.
and then the goal being what? Like YouTube videos, or do
No,
you
they're actually
consult
on.
them
They're
with what they need?
they're actually on like Bally's. If that's like kind of a nationwide thing, right?
Yeah, Bally's for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, so it's on Bally's, Wisconsin, Bally's, all the weird little different ones, but it comes on like Sundays at 11 or noon. But I don't do
Also,
any.
it's a TV show type thing.
Yeah, yep. It's a host. It's a
Nice.
husband and wife, um, a husband and wife TV show. So they just like go out, they go fishing, but they're both very knowledgeable.
So wait,
And
you're fully producing a TV show for these guys?
so I would only edit the intros, outros, and commercials, like the more highly produced stuff,
Yeah.
and then he would the Tyler, who's the host, one of the hosts, he would edit like kind of the more just like cut, and then I would give him like logo animations like Tyler Trampy of Sports and Journal that he could like overlay. So he can
Nice.
edit
Yeah.
pretty well. Um, but I was just kind of like I could do the more like animation stuff to help him like make it a little bit more flashy.
I'm so fucking curious about this shit. Like, is it a retainer model? Is it
It was by trip. I don't do stuff with them anymore because fishing world's kind of like the BMX world. It's like a scale up where there's not a ton of money to be doing this. So the reason I think they they started hosting this show was the owner of the show, not them, owns three resorts in Canada and a couple more in Wisconsin. So it was kind of like just like a half-hour commercial to get people to come to these places. But they would go to other places too. But there'd be like staple, come to what's it called? Cliff Lake Resorts in I don't even know, Vermilion Bay, Canada is where it's at.
yeah. So how
So
did you like? I mean, so that's interesting. First client, and then you learn, okay, that no money in fishing. Did you like start targeting other industries? You're like, they have money, I'll go after them. How did you? Was it
um
all word of mouth
it was
or?
all word of mouth. Like I did freelance for a while. So pretty much how I started my own business was I did freelance when I retired from BMX when I was like 30. And I was like, okay, I gotta get a real job. Worked for a startup for a bit, did content creation for them, mostly graphic design. Um,
What'd you make at the startup job? If you don't
like
mind me
money
asking.
wise or
Yeah, yeah.
like 40,
Rough. Yeah,
but
yeah,
I didn't get paid. You
yeah.
know what I mean? Like that's like when I got a check because it's like,
Because it's a
oh, we
startup.
don't have any money this week.
Yeah.
So, well,
Woof.
I ended up having to quit that job because they couldn't. I was falling so far behind, and that's why I started doing more and more freelance.
Yeah.
Um, because I couldn't make ends meet there. So yeah, so I just like left, and they owed me like, I think they owed me like 10 grand when I left, but they paid me off. So
Okay.
at
Yeah.
least they paid me off. Most people don't even get that when you're working with a startup.
Yeah. I bet.
But yeah, so then I started doing freelance. And then I started working for this kind of like cool company called Social Candy. And it's like was a marketing company, also content creation. Did stuff for them for a while, and then COVID happened, got let go. They only kept like the first two people who started with them there, and then COVID, I started this business here, and just like from doing freelance for so long, word of mouth, I just had a bunch of clients like in my pocket. And then as I created content, my clients liked me. They shared my stuff with people that asked them, oh, who made this? Who did this? They gave them
Yep.
my stuff, and then it just kind of grew. And I've really never done any reaching out, you know what I mean? People have always reached out to me, and then like there is a little bit of like you do content, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? So it's like people reach out to you and they're like, I want this, but like you have to then actually make them follow through, because if you don't kind of hound them after, like sell after you have that initial client, then you're probably not going to get them unless they really need it.
Yeah. You got to stay on it.
Yeah. So, yeah. So yeah,
That's
now
so
I've seen
interesting.
it's been like
Yeah.
2 years here. So
What keeps the bills paid? Is it a recurring thing? Like if I was to start my own, content agency, which is like it's in the back of my mind sometimes. I'm just
yeah,
like
yeah,
I miss the like the thrill of talking to a new client and figuring out
yeah.
what they need and being the strategist and stuff. Like, do you
Mm-hmm.
actually, so this is a question I'm curious about, because everybody, like videographers can go and point the camera at stuff, but there's a talent that I've learned that I have that isn't with every videographer, in that I'm directing
Mm-hmm.
and coaching them and figuring out what's special about them to make their shit dope. And then that's a
Yeah.
whole thing. Do you sell that like as a, you get a content strategy? What does a package
Yeah.
look like working with
I
Seek?
don't sell that, but you get that.
Yeah.
I think that's why people come back to me, because I feel like I have a lot of good ideas. As BMXers, as not all BMXers, but as people who've always been behind the camera, I feel like being a rider and also being a good rider, you kind of always are like thinking and brainstorming and coming up with new ideas, and because of BMX, you kind of have like a different outlook, and I feel like a cooler outlook on
Yeah.
like how you can use kind of more edgy content in a way to be professional still.
Yeah,
Uh,
the normal people love that you come from a BMX
oh
background,
yeah,
It's
oh
like,
yeah,
"Oh,
oh
he's so cool. You should see his stunts that he does."
yeah. I know. It's funny. But yeah, so I don't sell that, but it definitely comes with it. I definitely offer. I feel like what I do here, I could sell more things like that. Like normally I'll sell like if it's a big like um planning meeting before, I'll charge them like, $350 up front for like this pre-planning.
The
I'll just call
consulting,
it.
yeah, type thing,
So
yeah.
it's like it's nothing crazy, because like I know my prices are very good. They've gotten a lot higher since once I first started, which I was like, yeah,
More
I'll do that.
comfortable
Like
almost.
I'll do this. I'll go film it. I'll do it. $500. You know what I mean? Like,
Yep. Yeah.
uh, and I'm wondering why I can't pay my bills. But
Yeah.
like it's definitely, as you get more professional, as you can prove you're more professional, as you get better gear, you can then sell yourself as a lot higher thing, and you just learn the market. Like I didn't know what people were selling. Like, oh, your day rate's $2,000. Like I didn't know that was even a thing. Like
Yeah.
so, but yeah, so
That's
like that
that's
helped me
dope.
grow.
How many clients do you have? Do you have people editing for you? Because I
I
like the thing that I found was like I could shoot all day, but then the editing is what is the biggest bottleneck. It's crazy.
Yeah, I do have a few people. I've been trying to work some stuff out with people. I have some people who edit photos for me. That's a little easier because it's like cut and dry. The hard thing with me I do have editors under me, but it's more for the more simple.
Right.
I created a template for you. You just plug the footage in and it's done. And there's 30 of these training videos that go like that, right? That's a little easier. But when it comes to what people are coming to me for, is they want what I can only do. So it's like, how do I do that without micromanaging and like, you know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
like I'm a perfectionist when it comes to like every little thing. And like when I've had people do stuff, it's hard to like just be like, it's okay. Like,
Yeah, it sure is hard
like
to.
just shut up. Like this looks great,
It's okay.
So I'll be like, that was offbeat. Oh, why? And then I'm like,
Hmm.
also I'm like, why didn't I just edit it? So I'm trying to figure that out, but it's it's a tough process. Trent used to work here. Trent
Yeah.
let's
Trent Lutzke,
Lutsky. I can never say it. I should know. He's
the
comes.
man.
He flies in this week, but he was. I feel like he is programmed like I was, how I learned. Like I self taught myself the program, because he learned on Final Cut. I do all Adobe Suite, and when I was like transferring him over, like he got it. Like he dove in and he was like understood like the behind the scenes of like how the analog way of like creating a thing with like keyframes and I'm probably getting too
No
technical
way.
with the audience, not with
Yeah.
you, not with you,
Yeah.
but like, and he was just like, oh, and he would understood that like I've used templated intros and stuff before from like, Motion Array or whatever. I
Hmm.
never just use them as is, but I take things from them. And I'd be like, start working with these templates. And I told him how to like dive into a nested file and like look and see, okay, how is this effect actually created? And how can I like reproduce this in another way? And he just like got it.
Yep.
So, but he moved away, which, you know, I'm super hyped. I was like, yeah, leave, get the fuck out of here. Our scene here isn't what you want it to be. You want to ride. I was like, but if you ever want to come back, I got you. So
Hell
I've
yeah.
tried to do sending him some stuff, but it's hard to send him stuff.
Yeah.
And especially because the stuff I'm sending is more on the creative level. And then him send it to me all over the internet. And then me go to my client and then him come back. I want these revisions. And I got to get it to Trent. And then it's just like this process that like is tough. But actually this week we're going to sit down a little bit. I hope if we have time and work on this. I do like these crystal videos for this guy who has these crazy $1 million crystals.
Huh.
And I met him actually through BMX. He still rides bikes. He's like my age. He's 39. But his kid, he got back into it because his kid scoots. So he started coming back down to the park and I met him and I was like, sure, rock's cool. Like, I'm sure they're sweet. And then I went to his house and I was like, holy shit, these things are insane. Like, he's like, this one's from Afghanistan. This one from Brazil. And like, they're like one of a kind art pieces that you just can't
That's
find. It's not
fire.
like that. Yeah, but it's so I create those for him. So that's kind of my main client. And that's what I'm trying to get Trent to be able to get on a level of like his mind, what he wants. So I can just like set, because that's like they're 15-second long reels. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like I can send him a couple clips and if he can figure out what he wants, then we can like make this work.
Yep.
And I love Trent. I love working with Trent.
He's the man, dude. I love
He's the
working with him
best.
too.
Hard. Yeah. He yeah, I'm hyped on him and I'm proud of him too. So
Me too, dude. Like
yeah.
just so humble, but also he's the fucking man right now. Like
Yeah.
everybody knows it's Trent.
Mm-hmm.
And you got the shirt on. Enjoy the in between.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah,
That
dude.
episode was sick. Seeing their travel, like between him and Grant, going wherever they went, it was so
Mhm.
fun to watch. And
Mhm.
a tedious edit, dude. I was watching, I was like, damn, this is a full documentary type of video, and that's exhausting.
Yeah, the way he used to edit too, like I remember him editing that video and I'm like, this is how you do things. Like I know I taught him a lot. I know he already knew a lot and he's learned a lot without me, but I've helped him out a little bit.
Yeah. Let's
But yeah,
tweak your process a little bit, Trent.
Yeah. I mean, I did the same thing, and I'm sure you did too. Like in the beginning, you're like, he would make every template in green screen like text because he didn't know that like he would like make like a Photoshop thing with a green background and then do like a
key in Premiere.
Yeah. And I'm like, what are you doing? And he was hand typing in all the words. I was like, do you know Adobe has a plugin that you can just like put this transcription in and it'll transcribe it for you?
Yeah.
He's like, man, that's gonna save me so much time. Dude, literally typing every word on those fucking in-betweens.
There's
I'm
one
like,
button, create captions.
Yeah.
Magic.
Yeah.
Man, when that shit came out, that was a game changer because I'm in the world where it's like creating talking head content and then all the text that pops up on the screen and it is tedious and to do it well, you still kind of have to do it manually. But when that shit came out, I was like, create captions, and then whew, that's pretty nice, you know?
Yeah, dude, nice. I was blown away too because I didn't know about it right away. Actually, no, I did know about that one. The one that I didn't know about was the that was out for a while before I actually found out was the create multi-sequence source.
Oh, and then do the editing
for multiple cameras.
Yeah.
So it links up the audio automatically.
Yeah, and then
have you used that?
I've used merge clips whenever I'm syncing. I've created a multicam just to be able to like watch a podcast and then hit a button and change the angle when people are talking, and you go through and watch it once and you can edit it. But I've always used the merge clips. You right click, you select your multiple clips and the audio track, and then merge clips based on whatever. Now we're in there.
While they're on a timeline, I just
while it's in the project folder area where all the clips are.
Yeah.
I
Okay. I
select
never used that. I'll
multiple,
check
right click, merge clips, and then
it.
that automatically syncs the audio, which is kind of nice. But
Yeah.
I remember going back and zooming in and looking at the
hmm
waveform and like tweaking
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's right
One,
there.
one, one, one's like one click back, one frame
Yeah.
back.
And then sometimes it's impossible to match up. It's like
Mhm.
different frame rates or whatever happened.
Yeah. It's just yeah, you get that little half
Yeah.
frame.
Have you noticed this? This is something that bothers me sometimes, but on a longer video file, the audio is in sync at the beginning, but then towards the end of the video, it's all of a sudden out of sync. So I have to go in and tweak it like halfway through the video.
It's
Makes no sense to
only
me.
That only happened to me. I think when I was using different cameras, like are
It's
you
got
using
to be
all
that.
this?
It's got to be some like frame rate or something
Yeah, because
speed.
it doesn't happen to me anymore, but I use all Sony now.
Yeah.
But like I remember that happening back in the day where I was like, why? And I think it happened to Trent on something he was doing too, where it was like, yeah, by the end, it's like for some reason this one recorded like and it just kept getting,
Yeah.
further and
Yeah.
further
It's
as
wild.
and I was like, I don't know either.
I don't
I was
get
like,
it.
maybe I was like, I don't remember if we tried rate stretching it. I don't remember what we
Yeah.
tried doing. I don't know.
Speaking of Sony's, I'm a Sony guy too. I got the FX3 and the A7S3. What are you rocking?
I'm about due for an upgrade. I got three of them. I got the A7R3 and then two A7 threes. But
Nice. Yeah.
I really want to get the A1.
Oh yeah, that just came out, right?
It came out like 6 months ago, maybe a little longer than that. But it's like it's holding down. The body's like 6,500. So it's like, but I think it shoots in like 8K, raw 4K, 4K 120.
Yeah.
Like,
Nuts.
yeah. So it's like I was like, if I could shoot 4K 120, that would be so awesome for like I do for doing like events because a lot of people like that like slow vibe at like
Yeah.
these recap style things. Just gives me so much more flexibility where I can crop in because I'm usually always, everything's in a
Just
10.
documenting. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like I can crop in if I want, but I still get that ability to slow because those, what I have, only shoot 4K 30
Yeah.
or 1080
That's the
120.
trade-off. It's funny, I got these dope ass cameras and I rarely use them to their full potential. Like I'm filming in HD because I'm just documenting all day. It's like
Yeah.
I don't want to deal with the file size. It's just it
hmm
looks plenty good, man. It's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I have like some external recorders and that stuff. It's like I have a 1 day shoot. I'm 2 terabytes in. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
And it's just like
What recorders do you have? The Ninja?
I have the Ninja. Yeah.
And did you get the SSD for it?
Yeah, I have. So this one actually has it in. Yeah. This one. Here. This guy with a little one. And then I made one too out of I just bought like because they had the cases
Yeah.
and I just like took apart. I bought an internal.
That's like $700, that SSD right
Yeah.
there, right?
Yeah. It's
Yeah, I was
crazy.
looking at it like, God damn.
Yeah.
And then do you have a V mount battery for your kit to power that? Because I've been using the VX batteries and it's killing me. They die within 30 minutes of that.
Yeah,
Using that.
I'm usually always doing studio stuff, so I usually just use this guy, plug in. You know what I
Okay,
mean?
got it. Yeah, yeah.
Like I'm not when I'm running and gunning, I don't use this. This is more for like if I'm doing like a full on studio shoot.
Yeah.
Because I'll do like some studio shoots where I have like white background, just for like it's like healthcare
Right.
style. So it's just like very white. This is how you talk to somebody. Boring shit,
Yeah.
like important.
That's
It's
money.
important, but it's not. That's how I say. Like the more fun the project is, the less you're gonna make.
For
you
real.
know? That's what it is. That's why BMX doesn't pay shit
Yep.
because it's the fucking best.
It's the most fun, dude.
But it pays nothing. And then you do this fucking dry shit where you're like watching this guy talking to a thing. You're like, but I'm making money.
Yeah, I'm
Remember
making them. I'm getting paid $5,000 for this. Just
Yeah,
keep
yeah,
moving.
exactly. So it's like you got to find that trade off too. Like for me, it's like I will take on projects with a client knowing they don't have quite as much and knowing I never try to lose, but like I probably won't, but I'm like, I really want to do this. So I'll make it work. But you can only go so far because you can't just like, I don't give away anything anymore because it's not fair to the whole, your whole client list, So you got to kind of be somewhat strict,
Yep.
but I'll give a little bit.
It's crazy how it works. Like you kind of reach a point. I remember getting advice when I was freelance, and I was charging way too little. I was doing like
Mhm.
a $200 day rate, and then these guys are just like milking 5 YouTube videos out of it, a couple Instagram videos, and I'm just like, man, I'm not making enough, and I'm editing the
Yeah.
whole time and shit. And I remember talking to a guy who's like big in business, and he was just like, dude, you can just decide that you don't leave the house for less than $1,000. And I was like,
Yeah.
huh. And then it's kind of at that point, it's nice. What's the
Yeah.
most that you've ever charged, and how thrilling was it?
Like for just like a day rate or
For
for
a
just like
project, for like any you put over the contract and you're like,
nothing compared to what some of these people are making, but 25 grand
nice, good for
made
you.
on one
Yeah,
project. But it was
that's
like, I
good.
mean, it was a ton of videos. It was like
Yeah,
80 videos. They were all simple to edit, but like, it wasn't like, oh, it was a week. It was like, probably a while. And for that was nice though, because I hired on some editors. Like
yep,
I set up the whole template of like what exactly they wanted, titling, all that stuff, intro, outro, and then just kind of slid these things in and uh pretty much just was like, this is where this goes. And I labeled all the clips for them and made it
yeah,
a whole checklist of like, this is what you do. Was this all done? Check this. The volume's right.
yep.
And like,
You're perfect for this, dude. You're perfectionist. That's great,
yeah,
and you're
yeah,
detail oriented, so you
yeah.
are the man to be talking with the clients. That's great. And
Mm-hmm,
like the
mm-hmm,
pre-planning, I worked with a guy who's he does big money shoots, and he brought me on just as like an assistant, paid me
mm-hmm.
really well, and was like so organized of like, here's where we are, here's the time, here's the schedule and all this stuff. And I was like,
Yep.
that's sick.
Mm-hmm.
It's not appreciated enough, just like the
Yeah.
you need somebody who's type A or just detail oriented on the team,
Yeah.
because
You,
otherwise I'm just chilling. I'm just like, yeah, we'll go shoot, I'll show up at
yeah.
10 and then we'll figure
You
it
should
out.
see some of my project tracking. Like this client that I have right now that I'm trying to finish up like 30 videos for. It's like I never even know how to use Excel, but now it's like I thrive in that shit because like I'll have like all the projects. I'll have draft one with their links when it was out, and I'll have like another column that says what corrections are needed for the next draft, and then I'll like have that dated and like
Nice.
all into a folder. It's like I'm like I don't even know how I got to be this because like when I was in my 20s, it was like I don't know. I always was like every day is a Saturday because I just rode BMX for a living.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like I didn't know what the day of the week was. It was just
Yep,
like it
for
was
real.
awesome, but it's like how did I get to this point where I'm like,
Super organized.
I got my calendar. Yeah, I can fit you in between.
Yep.
It's awesome and it sucks all at the same time, but
Yeah. Are you using like a Monday or Slack, or what it like? Do you have internal shit that you're using to track your stuff?
no,
Hello boards?
when like I had a little bit more of a team when I tried to grow when Trent was here, I had Slack, and then I would just create like Excel sheets with like, you know, project tracking stuff. So it was all myself because I tried doing that other stuff and it just like just wasn't quite working.
Yeah. That's what
Because like
matters.
yeah, I have a system of how I do my stuff, and then I also had like just the whole project like I like kind of like analog physical things. So I had um like a sticky note thing on a thing that just said like that were color coordinated that had like Trent's tasks, other people's tasks, and you would move them as they were completed. So it was like
Nice. Yeah.
also feels nice instead of just like clicking to be like, ah,
Yeah. I'm making progress.
yeah.
Wow. Look at this.
There's a name for that board. I can't fucking think what it is, but
Shit.
I don't know.
I would prefer that over clicking in person too. I use Notion for work,
Uh-huh.
and it's just
Yeah.
essentially a glorified to-do list that is I just like, because you can
Yeah.
get so intricate and go in, and the more detail oriented
Yeah.
you are, the more fun it is. But I'm just like, okay, I got to do this, and then I move it over,
Yeah.
and it is what
Hmm.
it is. But
Yeah. It's like pretty much that board is pretty much just like Trello. You're
yeah,
sliding
Trello
from
IRL.
one bracket to another.
Yeah.
I just I just use like my I love this thing,
Yep.
which is like my weekly all my week to dos, and then I bring them in here, and then if I have to, I bring them down to the next one, and then put
Yeah.
them on. And it's all blank, so it's like I can just like look at the week before what didn't get done, bring it over, and then just
Hell yeah. I
redissect.
love that. Man, getting life lessons. You make me
Yeah,
want to do it. Do the
it's
freelancing or just your own shit.
it's awesome, and I feel like I'm finally in a place. Hopefully, it stays that way where it's gonna work. You know what I mean? But it was hard for the
Yeah.
beginning,
What's the vision for the
and just
future of it?
I would like to be able to find. I'm getting out of debt because starting this up was there were some issues in the beginning with. Don't want to go too far into that, but like issues in the beginning where some stuff kind of wasn't working out and a lot of money was drained and sucked, and I was living off my credit cards. So now that I've been making money, I've been just like trying to pay that debt off. And once I can actually get like a little nest, I'd love to like bring some sort of a project manager or someone to kind of just like do the Excel, the collecting of from clients, because I am right now doing all of that and I'm good at it, but I don't love doing it, like cash flow forecasting, like just like
Right.
that kind of shit. Or bring on, but I can't offer anybody like a month to month base. And I want to be able to do that before I was to like bring somebody in who has that skill to actually get that,
Yeah.
Right now I just freelance all stuff out to people. So it's like per project paying.
Yeah. Bring somebody on full time.
Yeah.
That's
Because I
good.
think then I could actually branch it out more. You know what I mean?
Is it all in person people or do you do virtual? And I
Pretty
promise
much
I'll
all in
move on
person.
from this, but yeah, I feel
Yeah.
like I'm just thinking about scaling a media company today and what it
Yeah.
would look like and how to do it. And
Yeah.
that's interesting.
Yeah. It's like you need to find more producers. That's what
Yeah.
you need. You need like that's the next thing I would need is like another producer. Because like I
Yeah.
mean like I'm a producer, everything all in one, but it's like if you have another producer who can connect all the points of like creating the project and finding the people to shoot and figuring out how that, it's like then I don't have to touch that project.
Yeah.
But
I always would, I never got it until I was part of a couple of projects where the producer was like tapping me and reminding me, here's this. And I was just,
mm-hmm.
because I always thought like producer, that's just some shit that you put your
Same.
name on a project, like no big
Mm-hmm.
deal. And then come to find out, it's actually pretty fucking valuable. It's pretty
Yeah.
important.
Yeah. Yeah.
It makes me think I think I'd rather be a producer than like because the one man army thing is crazy. Like to get the
Dude,
client, do the shooting, do the directing, do the editing, do all the little things. Be the light guy, be the like. There's so many jobs on set that you are doing if you're just a one man army that
mm-hmm.
I took for granted. I had no idea what I was good at until I saw a set and they were like, "Yeah, you don't have to do. You just do this." And I'm like, "What? This is
Yeah.
easy to."
Yeah. Like you shouldn't even move to change your lens. I'm like, huh?
Yeah, it's
Okay, I'm used to
crazy.
like sprinting over there, moving this light because he's a little wrong, sprinting back, grabbing a different lens, putting it on, having another camera in my arm.
The
Like,
chaos is fun, man. I love it.
yeah, yeah, I do love it. I do
All
love
right,
it.
that's enough. That's enough heady
Yeah,
video talk, business talk.
yeah,
So
yeah.
I would like to hear. It's so silly to be on the podcast and be like, "Will you tell me your story?" But what is Jeff K's story? What's the early days of your BMX like, and what was your first sponsor and first trip and all that?
Um.
Did you
Okay.
race? Were
So
you a racer?
what's up?
Were you a
No,
racer? Okay,
no.
good
Uh-uh.
man. Me neither. That's good.
So I started late. I started riding when I was almost 17. I had my driver's license. I remember when I got my first bike.
Dude, same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I I was going down the wrong, like I played sports all growing up. Like I'm pretty good at playing, what would you call it? Group sports, whatever, basketball, soccer,
Group
football,
sports, team sports.
team sport, whatever. Thank you, man. Um, Anyways, I'm pretty good. Like I grew up, that was like kind of doing that. I played soccer for like a traveling club when I was younger. But then like high school came and I kind of started going on the wrong path, hanging out with the wrong group of people.
What were
Junior
you
year,
doing?
what's
Don't
up?
just don't just breeze over that. What was the wrong path? What were
Just
you
like
doing?
partying, smoking weed, just doing stupid stuff. And I remember I was working and I worked at a pizza place and my friends all went to this basketball game and they were smoking weed in the car before they went in. They ended up walking right past the principal, and I went to a private high school. So it was like very frowned upon, very known, very like, if you smell like weed, you're probably getting kicked out of that school. Um, and they walked right past the vice principal. The vice principal went up. They went back, searched their car. They all got expelled. So all my three best friends were now gone, and I had to
Damn.
find new friends. And I started hanging out with people who rode bikes. Um, my buddy Austin, my buddy Chris, and my buddy Eric. And they got me into riding. So then, yeah, I started riding and came to Four Seasons. I remember I wouldn't come to the skate park until I could double peg a ramp. I was like, I can't go there. If I, what the fuck is this fly doing? Um, but I was like, so I think I was probably like almost 18 when I went there for the first time because I couldn't, whatever. And then, yeah, just started riding, but then I got addicted. Kind of, I've always been that way, like have an addictive personality. So like just came every day, kept coming, wanted to get better. And then met Dominic Travato, met my buddy Kevin Zorkelbach, and they were way better than me, which is always, if you want to get better, ride with people who are better than you. Um, and just, yeah, started riding. Then me and Dom started MidwestBMX.net, which is the old website in the
That was the
archaic
shit, dude.
pre YouTube.
Yeah.
Um, Dom was pretty much the man behind the coding, building the website, all that stuff, writing content. I was the content guy. Um, and yeah, we started that. It kind of took off. And I think because we had that, we met Catfish at some contest that we were going to. Catfish reached out to me and was like, oh, like this company wants to come over to the US, Mankind, which is still, I think, out in Germany, not really in the US anymore. But so Mankind picked me up, turned me pro at this was like 21. And yeah, I just started riding bikes all the time, rode for, UGP, Etnies, some weird bike shops in the middle of that, Sun Ringle.
I remember the Sun Ringle days.
Yeah, they were awesome. Great
Yeah.
team. And yeah, just kind of went down that path, rode bikes from professionally 21 until I was 30. Oh, profile racing too. Profile racing was a huge one. Love profile racing. Shout out to Matt Copeland. He's the man. And just, yeah, just enjoyed it. Traveled a lot, did all that stuff, made enough money to just do that only.
Yeah.
BMX was a little different back then as far as people getting a little bit more what they deserved, or maybe I was just lucky. I don't know. And
are you okay to talk about numbers? It's in the past, but I am curious because I know that like a lot of pros just make like $1,000 a month type of
situation. At my peak, I'm trying to think, with royalties and all that stuff, it was probably like 30 grand, maybe 40 grand a year,
which is livable for sure.
Yeah. Plus that doesn't include, we actually had like, I had $15,000 from Profile for traveling. I had X amount of money to like use that. So I could, whenever I was traveling, I wasn't spending money. I was saving my receipts and I was getting reimbursed. Yeah. So that's money that's like all bonus on top of whatever. Yeah. So it's like when I was traveling, a lot of the times I wasn't even spending money, which was cool.
Yeah.
That also the reason why I think I wasn't getting like huge paychecks from any of these companies. You know what I mean? Nothing was over $1,000 a month. Maybe with my royalties, it was from some, but I had a lot of different sponsors, like UGP was like 300 a month. It was like, I think Profile was 3 plus royalties. I don't really know. I don't know what they get paid now. I have no idea. But then like Mankind was my big one. Mankind treated me really well.
Nice.
But that was cool. And then, there's a bunch of other little ones that were here and like would be around for a year. That would give me a couple $100 plus X, Y, and Z off of something. And just
what was the like catalyst for it? Did you have a video part come out that Catfish was like, this is the shit, or you were just good and networked?
I think it was the Midwest BMX thing. I think he saw that I had an audience, kind of how social media is now.
Right.
Back then, not everyone had that. I had it. I had a platform, and I was a good bike rider, and I feel like I was somewhat pleasant to be around. You know what I mean? Because like no one wants to be with that dude on the team who just.
You're the perfect package, Jeff K. You're the perfect package.
So when I always tell everybody, I was like, if you want to be a pro bike rider, get involved. Like, go to the after party. And if you don't drink, go to the after party. Go hang out, meet people, talk. It's like
host jams, make a website. I guess at this point, I don't know if a website's the move, but being involved, start a Facebook group.
I did want to talk about that difference of I'm gonna go off a little tangent where I see like, I don't know, I was just thinking about the other night, like how BMX has changed in that aspect. I feel like BMX has become so much more of an individual, like it's an individual, it's like an individual sport, right? Yeah. But like it was so much easier back in the day before social media to be a part of something like, oh, I saw you at MidwestBMX.net. Not like, oh, you're Jay Klugiewicz on hashtag whatever, you
Right.
know, and like everyone felt like they were more a part of something, and in turn, because you were a part of that, you would show up to these things, and it just made scenes tighter and stronger.
Yep.
Kind of the way a shop still can do, but shops don't exist anymore either because of online stuff.
Yeah.
You know, public parks, like our scene here is dead in my opinion. Like there is some people who ride and shred, and there's a core crew, but like it's not what it was
Yeah.
because having all the free public parks makes everyone have like, oh, that's a Stylus, that's like he stays in Stylus, he stays in Wauwatosa, like these are parks
There's too many
around the
skate
area.
parks.
Yeah,
Everybody used to come to Four Seasons, but
yeah,
now there's
exactly.
too many free ones. I see what you're
Yeah,
saying. Yeah.
yeah. So it's just like I feel like having that scene like connected scenes more, and like you shared edits more frequently with random people. Like, you know, there's rarely, I feel like I put out edits on my Instagram, like how I used to ride. Like, I don't put up like solo stuff that often. Like, I like to have like my friends in my videos, but you
Yeah.
don't see that much on social media. It's all me.
Right.
Like, I like being like, this is what the day was like, not check out what I did. Cause I feel like that, like, I don't know, it's like a connection, you know? And like
Yeah.
now it's just like, single edits. There's no road fools. There's no jams are not very, you know, not as they don't exist as much. They're
Right.
still out there, you know. But I was just like thinking, I was like, that's just crazy that like back in the day, it would be like I hit up like TwinCitiesBMX.net or .com or whatever it was, and be like, that was Reed Stark's older brother, Kyle,
Yeah.
and I'd be like, we'd share and we'd like, you know, like be like, let's meet up here, or like it just like made our scenes more connected than just like individual connection DM. It was like this like scene DM to their
Yeah.
scene DM, and like let's do it. And
Yeah,
now
what's
it's
the equivalent of that today? There's not much. There's like
yeah,
maybe there's a crew Instagram page or whatever, and they're
yeah,
connecting with other crews. It's like
yeah,
it's interesting what you're talking about because we're more connected than ever. Everybody can see each other, but it feels
yeah.
like everybody's more kind of in their own little
Hmm.
fucking dopamine hit world from all the
Yeah,
likes and so, which I'm
yeah,
guilty of. I love posting a
yeah,
clip of myself and
yeah,
getting all the likes. It's fun.
yeah. You get that rush, man. I mean, I still do post clips of just me. I'm
Yeah,
not
fuck
saying that,
yeah.
but it's like,
No.
but that's just because that's all I filmed. If I'm there riding with someone, it's like I'm gonna put clips of you in there too. Like get
Yeah.
a clip. I'm gonna edit something together. You know,
Yep.
it'll be
Man.
fun.
Do you still have the bug to make BMX videos?
When I get to do it, like it's fun, and like I feel like that's what still does drive me is like when I do ride, it's like to film something. I'm
Yeah.
like, if I go out there and I don't have that in mind, I don't really like riding in front of people anymore, so that makes it harder. Because like
Yeah.
when a jam comes around, it's like I don't like getting out there because I ain't got shit, you know. Like,
Yeah.
but yeah, so it still does drive me, and I still do love doing it when I do it. Like I think I edited a video for the last one I like really did was I edited a Madeira video for Julius and uh, Taylor Thompson like 2 years ago or something. Um, but it was all like their clips they shot. I shot like some of the intro, like some face shots and some other stuff, but I edited it all together. And it was called Look Both Ways. Check it out
Yeah,
if
I will.
somewhere. But I did like I edited that, but I got all these raw clips, and it was super fun trying to make like bro cam iPhone clips look like what I think a BMX clip. And I did with a lot of like motion zooms and like, you know, someone doesn't do any zooming on their thing, but I would do like a zoom into the wheel as they're riding away. You know what I
Nice.
mean?
Yeah.
Like kind of give that
In
effect.
post. Yeah.
Yeah, in
That's
post,
interesting.
in
Yeah.
post. Like every clip was like, or like warp
I gotta
stabilized.
watch that. That's
Yeah,
fun.
yeah. But that was all like very little that I filmed. Um, except like you'll know the clips that I did because they're like shot on a Sony, like the other ones
Right. They stick
aren't.
out. It's
Yeah.
I got to mess around with filming because like I still use a VX when I'm filming BMX. We're working on Mediocre at Best 2, and
Mhm.
it's so crazy because I actually brought my professional gear out and filmed a
Yeah.
video with the Case Taylor in California, and just
Mhm.
looking at the footage on my computer, I was like, damn, this shit is
Yeah.
HD as shit. I'm so
Yeah.
used to filming and capturing tapes, dude, and it looks
Yeah.
worse than an iPhone, but we're still
Yeah.
doing it. It's so
Yeah.
weird, dude.
Yeah. I'm starting to finally like I loved all of the SD shit. I think it just to me finally got to a point where I don't think it looks good anymore.
It's
Like
terrible.
except for like except for like that, like you kind of use it like a high 8 cam. You know what I mean? Like it
Right.
can be used for like a couple little clips, but it's like watching a whole edit like that. It's just so pixelated now, like because our phone screens are so advanced that it
Yeah.
just makes those pixels look like this.
Very glaringly obvious. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think it finally got to a point where like our screens on here are just a little bit too much to make those things. Like if you put it on
Right.
a TV, I still think it would look sick, you know.
Yeah.
But nobody digests shit like that
The
anymore.
one thing that I give it is just like it can make footage that's 6 years old and footage that's 6 weeks old look the same because it's
Mm-hmm.
all dog shit,
Yeah.
dog shit
Yeah.
quality, you know.
Yeah.
But there's
Yeah.
some like I think about the Happy Medium. Their VX is so crispy and it looks so they keep their shit so clean that I'm like, how do they even do that? Because I get a little spot on my lens and it's just there forever, and
Yeah.
I don't care enough. I just like keep it in my bag and take what I can
Yeah.
get. But there's some people who are making the VX still look incredible. But I can't wait to be done with
You
this
said Happy
studio.
Medium.
Yeah, it's
That's
a
the name of the
skate.
company.
Yeah, it's a skate crew from out here, Buster and Hunter O'Shea, and
Okay.
they are the reason that I started filming BMX. I went to their first skate video premiere and
Uh-huh.
just saw a movie theater of dudes going nuts, and I was like, "This is amazing! I want to do this for BMX." And then they
That's
like
awesome.
that. So a
Like Joey
happy
Mata's
medium.
brother.
Yeah, Joey Mata's brother,
Oh
Joey
yeah,
Mata.
I know Happy Medium. I've seen
Yeah,
most of those videos. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah,
they're
yeah, yeah.
fucking incredible, dude.
Yeah, those videos are unreal.
Yeah,
Unreal spot usage,
yep.
crazy. So many
Perfect
sick.
filming,
Yep,
perfect music, perfect skating. It's beautiful,
yep,
man.
yeah.
I sweat them forever.
Sorry, that was a name that got pulled out of my brain.
Yeah, that's kind of part of the reason that it's called mediocre at best. 3 words. I was like a happy medium. I want 3 words. I'm mediocre at best. Okay, cool.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
um, you're throwing. Speaking of jams, I just went to a jam yesterday. You're doing a
Mm-hmm.
jam pretty
Mm-hmm.
soon. You talked about.
Yes.
What's going on with this?
Yeah, so I was not even planning on doing this at all. This kid, AJ Morris, who's like he's probably 25. He's from the Milwaukee area, suburbs outlying. He came up to me like maybe 2.5 months ago and was like, "Hey, I want to do a contest in November. I've talked to this person. There's no other events happening on this day." And I was like, normally when a kid comes to me, I was like, "Yeah, just do it." But I was like, "All right, this is like 2.5 months away. There's time to do a little bit of like setup, figure out, get some actual sponsors." Normally it's like, "Oh, I want to do it in 2 weeks. Oh, I want to do it in 3 weeks." And I was like, "Yeah, do it. Have fun, you know?"
Hmm.
And, the park here can always use help. And Jeff G, the owner, is the best dude ever and deserves all the support from everybody. And he just, he didn't want to ask me, but he needs the help. So I was like, yeah, I'm down to actually, I'll help you. Like, I'll help you set it up a little bit. I'll tell you how to do it. I'll get you some connections. He already had some. And all of a sudden, it just started snowballing because I'm really busy with work. It just started snowballing when I'm like, man, I want like my name's kind of behind this. I want it to be cool. So like started being like, I'm just gonna help you. Okay, now I'm building a whole street course for it. I'm building a high wall ride. I'm building a Dominic subrail hitching post. I'm getting
Nice.
my buddy Eric Stenzel is making these insanely sick trophies because he like does like metal fabrication. But he showed me a couple pictures. I'm like, don't show me all of them because I want him to bring them on Wednesday when Trent gets here so he can film like the reveal of them. But he's like, they weigh like 30 pounds each. They're like
Sick.
intense, dude. I was like, hopefully no one's flying home because their bag's going to be overweight.
Yeah.
But just strap it to your back and just have a
Yeah.
sore back, you know?
Is this a carry-on?
But yeah, it's called Legends of the Fall. You can check out the Instagram page, Legends of the Fall BMX, all one word. But so it's on there, and I'm gonna as I start this build this week, and I'm starting LJ, Lil John's coming in from Pittsburgh, and Corey Walsh is coming in. They both fly in.
Sick.
LJ drives in tonight. Corey flies in tonight, and they're hosting the bowl jam. So they're building some stuff in the bowl. They're hosting that. That's going to be awesome. After party.
Dude, this
Yeah,
Dom Bomb, is that a trophy? He built a Dom Bomb trophy?
yeah, yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, I haven't. I was like, do not show me that one because Trent's doing an in between of this whole thing,
Yeah,
which
that's
is
sick.
awesome. So it's
That's
like
so
there's
dope.
gonna be it's gonna be. I was like, I want to kind of have you bring, especially that. I was like, I don't want to see the down one. Like I want to be see it first when he delivers it with Trent there. Um, but yeah, so I'm gonna be kind of updating that page this week in the story on like X, Y, and this is I'm building the course and I'll be showing the progress of that. So I mean, if you're into that type of thing, watching skate parks get built, watching events get thrown, check out that page, follow the feed, whatever, and unfollow it next week. You know what I mean? Like I don't
Yeah,
care, but if you want to see that,
that's
see it from.
dope.
And if this goes well, I want to do it again next year. If it doesn't, AJ might still do it, but I might not be as big a part of it. Because
Right,
the thing is, it's like we're not making a set. We're not
right.
making any money. All the money goes back to the riders. I flew Trent out here. I paid for a bunch of wood. We had some wood donated. Just it's a lot of money to even screws. I spent $400 at Home Depot yesterday on screws,
That's
saw
crazy.
blades, and I'm just like, how, So it's like we're not making money, but I do want the riders that come to walk away with some money, like actual money, not here's a $200 check.
Yeah.
First place, I'm hoping to give it, at least $1,500, and then money all the way through third, and then we have tons of prizes. We're doing a raffle, giving away like 2 complete bikes. We're giving away a bunch of other sick prizes.
Fuck
After
yeah.
parties both night. It's going to be a really good time. High wall ride. I'm excited to see. I'm building a 15-foot tall wall ride, and just see you can wall ride that thing. The big and Seeke Creative sponsoring that. We're giving cash out for that.
Sick.
Um,
Corey Walsh.
if we had more time, Jamie Spritzer? You know that name?
Yeah, yeah.
Spencer hit me up and he's like, dude, you should do a high ice pick and just like move the 2x4 up. But we're so crunched on time. I was like, I can't. I was like,
Yeah.
I don't want people to be here till 11,
Yeah.
And then I'm doing, if you go to that page, the street course, I'm building like the first kink rail we ever had in here. So I'm doing like a kinked rail, and there's going to be this company, G, GV. It's a construction company. They bought most of the wood for the course, which was like $2,000. So
Nice.
it's their street thing, and we're gonna do best trick on that. That's kind of what it all ends with. Ends with high wall ride on Saturday, and then street best trick. So I'm really excited for that. Hopefully I have like, I don't want to say what it is, but I have an idea that will like really make that street thing kind of like something that no one's experienced in this park before. We'll see. I don't know if it's going to happen or not. So don't quote me on that. But if you see something weird with it, that's what I was talking about. And yeah, I just like to be very intentional in what I'm involved in and what I'm doing. And I'm trying to be intentional in this jam. Everyone who is involved for a reason, because they care about this place. And they want to see it, thrive. So yeah, all the money's going to riders and to Jeff G to keep this place open,
Fuck
to
yeah.
keep this place in the winter, because it ain't cheap. We're in a
I bet.
100-year-old building. But yeah, so yeah, I'm excited. I'm super excited. I haven't been this excited about bike riding in a long time.
That's what's up.
It's like the one thing I can still get involved with is throwing events, because my wrists are shot. I think I need to get my knee worked on. But I
Get,
can. It's
get you
it's
some
just a
stem
minute.
cells, Jeff. Get you some
Yeah, I know.
stem cells.
I gotta make some more money here.
I gotta look at
Stop
the map to see
jams.
where you live.
What's that?
Because like to me, it's the North Midwest is just all I don't know where anything is. So I'm like looking at a map to figure
Oh yeah,
out
Great Lakes, straight
Milwaukee's
above
next up.
Chicago. We're like
Yeah,
straight hour and 15 minutes north of Chicago. Right, like literally right on the Lake Michigan.
yeah, that's wild. Cool.
Yeah, yeah. Come.
And yeah, you're very close to Michigan too. Well, just on the other side of that lake.
Yeah.
What's it
Mhm.
like living there? You've lived there your whole life?
Yeah, I love it. I love Milwaukee. One of my more favorite cities. There's a few other cities that I really, really like, but I do like Milwaukee. I mean, partially because you grew up here and you just love it. But well, not everyone loves where they came from, actually. Can't
Yeah.
say that. But it's just a cool city, and like, especially over the last couple of years, it's really grown. And it's just pretty clean. Lots of good food.
Bunch of hipsters.
Pretty like you wouldn't think it is. Yeah, you wouldn't think of that it was as pretty as it was. Like I would take you. There's a beach a couple blocks. I live not far from the lake, and like there's a beach right by my house. You'd go there, you'd be like, this is a
Like
lake.
this is a beach. Yeah, because you
Yeah,
can't
and
see
there's a
the
beach
other
in
side.
Milwaukee.
Yeah.
It's like blue, blue waters. You're like, it just feels in the summertime. It just feels like you
Beautiful.
wouldn't expect it. You
Yeah,
know, everyone
that's
comes there,
dope.
they're just like, wow, this is crazy.
I remember it because I went to Michigan a couple years ago and I saw the lakes. Or
Yeah,
I forget which lake, but I was just like,
yeah,
holy shit! Like you have no idea because we have
yeah,
lakes, we have puddles here in Arizona,
yeah,
but
yeah.
they're not great
When you-
lakes. Those things are
yeah,
crazy,
like
dude.
clear water. Then you would like it's not like dirty, murky water. Like the
Yeah,
water's not always the cleanest because like whatever, but it's clear. So you can like if you look at it from like above, you can like see through the water and
yeah,
like it's just bluer than
so
you would.
dope.
Yeah,
That's dope.
but yeah, I do love this city.
You think about moving
Midwest.
ever? Do you like the snow? Do you like the miserable
No,
winters?
no, don't like the snow. Don't like the
Yeah,
snow. But that's the one thing you got to deal with. But it's getting warmer every year. Global warming,
yeah.
baby.
Let's
So
go.
pretty soon you'll be up here.
Yeah, you should be cheering for global warming, dude.
Yeah, winters get milder. I mean, there are more extreme. Gets more extreme here and there. So we'll get some crazy ice storm or whatever.
Yeah,
But it's been pretty mild. People are like, see, global warming isn't a thing. I was like, it's not just means it gets warmer. It means it's more extreme weather. It's both directions, but it is overall getting warmer.
yeah. I was seeing some articles from like the '90s that were talking about global cooling being the big problem, and I was like, that's fucking interesting. Whatever, dude. I don't know any of this shit. I
Yeah,
don't know
I
what
don't
the
know
hell's
enough
going on.
to really say I'm
Yeah,
right or wrong, but I believe science.
yeah. Trust in the science, baby.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
let's see. What else you want to talk about, Joe? I'm curious about what you're most proud of in your career, like a video that you made or a video you had a part in. I'm. When did you
I'm
link up with Maloof? That's another thing I want to know. Because when I think of you, I think of Maloof because you're older than me by a little bit,
yeah.
and then Maloof's my generation, and I just
Mhm.
remember sweating you guys working together, and
Yeah, Maloof, I met at a scrap contest when he was like 13. But
he was
like
probably
we
such a
started
little
hanging out.
shit, dude.
Yeah. Started really hanging out with him probably when he was probably like 16, maybe 15. He started coming up to my buddy Jesse's house where I built a bunch of backyard ramps at.
Yep.
And everyone would come hang out at Jesse's house, little compound, and just ride that all the time. And that's when I really got to know Tony. And then yeah, we just always got along.
Yeah.
I just saw him a couple weeks ago. He's a great dude.
He's the best. I love him.
Yeah.
Was
Yeah.
he talking? Was he talking like a thug when he was 16 too? You know what I'm talking
It
about?
probably started around
His
then.
gully
It probably
attitude.
started around then.
Oh
Him and
man.
that whole gully crew.
Yeah.
People would talk shit on all they want. Man, it was hilarious. I thought it was
I
funny.
love the Gully Factory. I'm still a member, forever. Member forever. Are
Yeah,
you part of the Gully Factory, dog? Yeah, I think you are.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I was supposed to have a section in the. I was gonna move to Arizona to film for 12:35, and then
Oh
I
yeah.
fucking fucked up my wrist. I was, I came out there and I filmed an edit for, was it profile? Yeah, profile edit in
Yep.
Arizona.
And
Um,
you stayed at the Gully crib out there,
yeah,
right?
in
Yep.
Glendale.
Yep. That was 10
And
minutes away from my parents' house.
yeah, but I was gonna move out there, and then I wrecked on that kinker out there, and I smashed my wrist. I was
Shit.
trying to do. I really want to do pegs, tires, bar on that kinker.
Yeah, kinker into
That
the
was the
grass in
plan.
the neighborhood.
But I at
Yeah.
least wanted to do pegs, the tires, and I
Yeah.
almost did it a few times, like chinged a peg out. But one time did it, and I did like bunny hopped, and it like sent me like this way, and I just like ran down, put one foot on the thing, and just straight to flat, and just
Oof.
and I that was the start of me like because I had surgery on it eventually. That was the start of me tearing my scaphoid lunate tendon. So yeah, and then I went to. I remember I was going to go to OB or San Diego for a little bit and hang out, and I ended up fully tearing it there, and then I never came back to Arizona after that.
I wouldn't either, dude. Arizona
Yeah,
took your wrist. It took your
yeah,
career.
started it.
Yeah, it started the end.
Yeah.
That's rough, dude. Yeah, injuries are the worst.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What's been, I mean, those are pretty serious injuries, but when you were younger, did you have to have any
Yeah.
surgeries or anything?
Yeah, I
going on?
broke my jaw. I had my mouth wired shut for a while. That was fun.
Okay, Kanye.
I know, right? I remember riding. I remember like I went to Lake Owen, which is like a Woodward hybrid up here in Wisconsin. It was northern Wisconsin. It was called Lake Owen, but it was that same gymnastics action sports park.
Rings a bell.
It was owned by the people in Woodward, but it was on a lake called Lake Owen, obviously. Um, but it was a really cool place. It was a little smaller. But I remember going up there with my mouth wired shut and just like watering down mashed potatoes uh, from the from the cafeteria and just like slurping them down and like doing barred ice picks with my like trying to breathe and be like, I don't know what I was thinking, riding with a fucking broken jaw. I'm an idiot.
Yeah,
We all
that's
did too.
wild.
I mean, most of the people I feel like have like who've broken ankle rode with a boot on, and you know what I
Oh
mean.
yeah,
Like it's
100%.
it's just a part of it. Yeah, broken my ankle, um, broken both wrists a couple times, busted out teeth multiple times, couple knockouts, broke my collarbone 3 times, once in 2 spots.
God
A lot
damn.
of shit. A lot of
Damn.
shit. Yeah,
What
but I
trick?
mean,
What trick do you think people get hurt on the most? For you, I guess. What trick have you gotten hurt on the most? Doing a big setup, doing a bar spin and missing.
hmm, bar spin missing. No, I still
You
usually
catch them
don't miss.
bars, baby. Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
miss,
I
baby.
usually don't miss. I have, but I don't really that often. I feel like it's I don't. I'm more of a busser, so I feel like when people bust, they're over their bars even more. When people
Yeah,
throw their back, so people who like throw like this, they get ejected. Me, I kind of crumble into the bike.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
yep.
So
Well, I can't relate at all because I've done one bar spin in my life, but
yeah, yeah.
I get
I
the
would
concept.
say, yeah, I would. I mean, it's just so random. I've broken shit on doing an alley double peg grind on a quarter pipe. You know, like I remember coming back into the quarter and my bar just kept turning.
Yeah,
Uh,
dude, it's always freak shit like that.
Tooth hangers have taken me out a few times. I've
Those are
missed my front
brutal.
peg. I've
Oof.
stuck.
Oh,
I've It's just that one's not fun because it's just like it's a very commitment trip or commitment trick. So
yeah.
if you don't get it, it's bad.
I will
You
not
know,
be hangering any big rails anytime
yeah.
soon. Yeah, or ever,
Missing a
to be
hanger is
honest.
missing a hanger is wild.
Yeah,
Miss,
dude, you're just
I don't know if
body
anyone else
slamming
does
the
that. It's
ground.
probably just me, but I've missed my front peg. Like you push down and it's just like, oh, you're like under the rail and you're like, how? You're an idiot. How did you do
Help!
that? And honestly, none of those I've actually like gotten too broken off. But those ones, I mean, they still hurt. I never like broke anything doing that, but you body bag, you know?
Oh yeah. Ugh.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
BMX hurts. Even just like getting back into it, like catching my new wind lately, it just the little things like a shinner here and there, and then I could
Yeah.
still feel it days later. I'm like, yeah,
Yeah.
I'm a biker again. That's for sure.
Yeah.
You know, that's
Yeah.
wild.
Did you find, so me, I keep telling myself, okay, Jeff, if you rode 5 days or 3 days a week for a month straight, maybe you'd get back into like BMX shape. Cause I work out every day, like 5 days a week.
It's different
Uh,
muscles though. It's crazy.
yeah. But
Yeah.
like, I'm like, I can still like, I feel like it's why I can still go out and ride pretty well, but it's like, I am very sore in a different way
Yeah.
afterwards than I used to be. You know, your bunny hop muscles
Yep.
are hitting you here, you
Yeah.
know.
It's lower. It's the front of the arm.
Yeah,
It's the lower
yeah.
back. It's that
And
like working out doesn't help. It's so.
yeah,
I mean, obviously it helps, but it doesn't fucking make
but does
riding any
you,
less sore.
you feel this jar? Like me, it's like just like say I go land like you ever like land like straight bodied where you're just like you didn't
Yeah.
you're like landing, you're like you like literally feel it like start and go up your bones and you're just
Yeah.
like, ow, like my whole body hurts, all my energy. Like, does that get easier? Like right now I go out and ride, I'm like, dude, my knee is killing me, my wrists both hurt. Does it like kind of start to
Yeah.
feel better? Like going
Yeah.
back to the gym for the first time, like, you know, you
Right.
wake up and you're like, oh shit. And then next week you're like, oh, recovery is a little better.
Yeah. Exactly. It's the same shit.
Yeah.
I can
I
see
just
it, and
gotta
I don't even ride. I don't even ride three days a week. But if I get out once or twice a week
Mhm.
consistently, then I'm chilling. And it's
Mhm.
like the initial day back. I remember Mata because he's been kind of on a breaks. But Joey Mata and I went and rode for 4 or 5 hours, and then the next day he texted me like, "Dude, my biker muscles." And I was like, "Yeah, man, that's real. It's so crazy." But they all
Uh,
come back. I don't know about like if you land stiff, you're probably still gonna feel it.
he
Just
crank flipping anything these days?
Oh yeah, he's still dude. He's still got it. Like he didn't ride for however long, like 6 months, because he's busy
Mhm.
doing his landscaping business. And then
Mhm.
I'm like, we got to get out, we got to film. And he's like, all right. And then he takes me to this crazy feeble to like 10-foot drop at the end and wants to do a feeble crank flip on it. And I'm just like, you haven't ridden in how long, dude? Like, what are you doing? And he's just got it like that. Like it's
Yeah,
a
that's
little
awesome.
button.
I'm
No
hyped. I'm
fear,
hyped for that.
fully pushed. Yeah.
I
I'm
love
stoked.
hearing like when people like that used to ride still do get out and they still push themselves like a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's all different, but it's just like cool to hear like people from my era like gives me hope, you know?
Yeah. We
I'm
could do
almost
it for
40.
as long as we want. Yeah. I'm
I
trying to
turned
think
40 in
of,
a month and a half.
I don't
Month
know
and a
if I'm still gonna be riding when I'm 40, but I say that, but I might still.
half.
I still really enjoy doing the basic shit. Like I've been going back and refilming stuff that I did in edits 10 years ago, and that's been
Yeah.
like satisfying to just be like, yeah, I still got it,
Make the
motherfucker.
same
What's
edit.
up? Yeah.
Make the
Yeah.
same edit.
Exactly.
Same
Yeah.
angle.
Yep.
That'd be
And
funny.
it's been a blast. But yeah, I don't know. The muscles come back and it feels good. Yeah, biking
Mhm.
feels great to me right now. I'm
God,
stoked.
I wish I could say the same. Like, and my new thing is my knee, and I'm like, I have insurance, I have all that stuff, but it still just costs so much to go get an MRI, and like,
Yeah.
I really would like to because I did PT for a while, and I still do like a few little moves, but like, it,
What
I just
happened
think
with your knee? ACL, MCL, what is it?
meniscus. I have
Meniscus.
like a little tear I must have because it's like a little clicking. I was riding this barn north of here. Was it 2 winters ago now, or maybe was it last winter? 2 winters ago. I was actually with Trent. Was Trent was still living here, and I went with Trent, and I just like went off the side of this ramp, and they had a pool table in this barn too, and I just had to like stop to because I went off the side of the ramp and I was going right at it. I just like both legs stopped, and like it felt like my knees like
Oh,
my two bones like punched each other, and I was like that didn't feel right. Like didn't
yeah.
really swell up too bad. A little bit of like a tennis ball behind my knee, and then I went to get on a ramp and I like out of a quarter pipe and I like pushed up like to bring myself up and my knee felt like it was going to give out and I was like I think I'm done.
Yeah, something's wrong.
And then since then it just clicks and like every now and it doesn't hurt like right now feels great. It doesn't hurt, but every now and again like if I twist weird or like whatever it's like ooh and I just have to like whatever.
That
When
sucks.
I
Yeah.
ride it gets really sore the next day, especially when I ride like sub boxes like 'cause it's my right leg. I feel like or do like 180 to backward grinds. Like I think that like push in and that side like
Yeah.
on it like it doesn't like that.
Huh.
So
Sounds like you need some stem cells. I don't know. I don't know how you do that, but stem cells.
I don't know. I have no idea what that even means. Like I'm
Yeah.
trying to do, but
I think they inject new cells, like literal baby cells. Not, I don't know if it's coming from a baby. They're coming from some living thing, and then it like regenerates the things that need to be regenerated. So it's just
I
like
need like a blood guy,
good for life. What's that?
like a blood
Yeah,
guy.
you need a blood guy. You need a stem
Ever
cell
seen
guy. I
Silicon
don't know.
Valley?
Yes.
Silicon Valley.
Yeah, I need a blood boy.
Yeah, blood boy.
Yeah. Start transfusing. See, you got to make
Yeah.
it big with your media company so you can afford to have a
know.
blood boy.
I know. I
You
guess
seen
I gotta.
that? There's like some eccentric software billionaire that is spending, $5 million a year on trying to stay young and reverse aging. Like he's doing the blood boy shit. He has his son flushing his blood into his body, and then he's like on this super strict diet and this workout plan and all these like peptides and all this stuff. I'm just like, dude, it's kind of psycho stuff, but
Yeah.
whatever. If
Yeah.
you got it like that, I would try and live forever if I was a billionaire too. That sounds cool.
I would only try to live like I always say like I'm happy with dying at 80. Like, but
That's a
I
good
also
life.
like I try to stay. I mean, I got another half life in me. You know, I just
Yeah.
don't want to be pushed around. You know what I mean? Like, I know anybody can say that now when they're 40, when they get 70, they're like, oh yeah, keep pushing me around until I'm 107. But like, that's why I work out.
Literally
so much.
pushed around. You're
Because
talking about wheelchair.
yeah.
Okay.
I just don't
Yeah,
want to be like, you know what I mean? Like, I want to be able to use my own stairs. I want to be able to do all that stuff, and that's
Yeah.
why I work out so much. Is not because like I want to be young forever, but I want to be mobile when I'm old.
Fuck yeah. It's
So-
dude, people who don't work out and they're getting older, it's so obvious. You can see it.
Mhm.
And then the people who
Mhm.
don't stop drinking all the time, that's so obvious too. Like all the
Yeah.
bad ones.
Yep.
It's I learned that, it's 5 years ago now. Like I was
Mhm.
I was almost 300 pounds, dude. It was crazy. And I was like, okay, I guess I'm going to be around for a while. I should take care of myself. And
Yeah.
it's a really good feeling having put in the work.
Dude,
to
it's
like,
the best
yeah,
feeling.
yeah.
Because
Got a
like
functioning
when I remember
body.
I started, I never worked out until I quit riding bikes. Like I remember I was you know what I mean?
Were you a chunky boy ever?
I was when I was in before I started riding. Yeah, like after group sports, in between there and like when I was on my downfall, I was, eating more for certain
Yeah,
reasons.
boy, he thick.
Yeah, and I was like probably not muscular, probably 230. like, so I was chunky, you know what I mean? I had like a
Yeah.
little boob action going.
Yeah.
I had, you know what I
Dude, that's
mean?
the
Like
worst. I caught a glimpse of myself getting in
I
the
get
shower
boob,
one day and I
I
saw
get
my
boob
tits.
sweat, you know, I
Yeah.
get a little boob sweat.
Yeah.
She's
Ooh.
like, geez, can't wear gray.
Yeah, that's facts. I can relate to
But
that.
yeah, but then I started riding bikes and bikes made me in shape. And then like when I, knowing that I was once fat, it scared me that I didn't want to get there again. So I remember stopped riding bike and I was like putting on a little bit of weight because I was like not riding. I was still riding like more, but not the same.
Right.
And I was like, I need to start working out. So I started going to the gym and I actually got probably in the best shape of my life. And then even better than when I was riding bikes all the time. But yeah, that's because I was thick. I was like, I don't ever want to go back to like, it's just an insecure feeling. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
it's the
when you,
worst.
it's like I always tell people like bike riding gave me my original confidence, like to be like an adult and to like feel comfortable in a room. And then like I didn't want to, that was through like being good at something and also being back in shape and all that stuff. And then like when I got done with that, it's like I wanted to be able to stay in shape and just feel confident. You know what I mean? Like you feel confident when you look good, you know, look good,
Yeah.
feel, it's like a true thing.
Yep.
And that's what I was just like trying to like at least hold on to that because I didn't have bike riding how I did, you know, which I was
It's
cool with. But
it's just like it's precious.
Mhm.
We take for granted the fact that we have this like body, you know, and
Yeah,
it's so crazy to just be like, no, it's cool. I'll just eat whatever and sit around because it feels good in the moment. But you're just gonna hate
yeah,
yourself. Like
yeah,
also the best fashion advice is like you can wear the same shit, but if you're out of shape, it doesn't look good. If you're in shape,
yeah,
it looks good. The best
yeah,
fashion advice is get your
yeah,
body in shape. That doesn't matter
yeah.
what you wear.
Exactly.
Your body's gonna look
Exactly.
good.
And you can have the worst fucking tattoos. If you look good, they fucking, those tattoos are banging.
Yeah, but if you're a big fat fatty, those tattoos are shitty now. Oh, that's wild, man.
uh, but
What else, Jeff K?
I'm trying to
What's
think.
going on? What's going on in your life? How's your love life? Are you married?
No,
No,
got a
no
great
marriage.
girlfriend. Got a
How long
great
you
girl.
been together?
Year, almost going on 2 years this
Nice.
January. Yeah, we live together. She's amazing.
How long were you dating before you moved in with each other?
We just moved in probably about a year, little over a year.
Nice.
We
That's a
lived
good
together probably
good
like
amount of time.
6 months. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Dude,
She's
there's
super
people out there that
chill.
start dating and then they get married within 2 months. I'm like, that's kind of crazy, dude.
Yeah, because you learn a lot. There's a lot of things you learn, you know,
Yeah.
um, that you wish you would have known if
I
you know,
wouldn't have
that's
signed up for
oh
this
longer
shit.
than two
Yeah.
months, you know. But no, yeah, it's great. I mean, we're looking to buy a house, all that shit. So it's just tough with this market, man. You know,
Yep.
I don't know if it's like a IU. It's crazy here. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
It's crazy everywhere. I just
Yeah.
talked to a loan officer 2 days ago
Mm-hmm.
and just figuring out. So there was an opportunity to get a fourplex, and then looking into the rate and the down payments and all this stuff, I was just like, Jesus Christ, I gotta, it's too much money
Yeah.
right now. Yeah.
I'm hoping it dives, and then I have a bunch of money saved. So when the time's right, I can do it. I'm just hoping I don't have to just be like, well, this is what it is.
Yeah. And that's the other piece is just like waiting for it to dive. I've like, how long are you gonna sit there and wait for it to dive before you just like make a move and make something
Yeah.
happen and then build
Yeah.
equity? But it's like, because who knows? Because like go back to 2008 and the crash happens. Like, were there people in 2007 that were like, I'm just gonna wait for the crash or whatever? Like, you know what I mean? And then it
Yeah.
actually happens, and
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
It's a big ass commitment too, because then you're just picking a place that you're gonna be a part of for the 30
Mhm.
years.
Yeah. Well, it's lucky. Like me, it's like even it can be a total fixer upper because I can like read. I'm very handy. I can
Yeah.
like read the whole house. I can pretty much do everything besides like complex electrical stuff and complex plumbing. You know what I mean? But besides that, I can do most of it.
Right.
So it's like and I like doing it. So I'm like excited to like buy something that I can make my own.
Yeah.
But it's still
There's
hard. I mean,
a
even
let me
finding something shitty
go to there's let's see. I don't know. There's a company that the guy I work for owns called Keegley,
Mhm.
and they get wholesale deals and post it on their website. And I think there's a Keegley in your state,
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
they would have the fixer uppers that you can buy for cheap, and it's
Mhm.
like built for that. So
Yeah,
yeah,
Keegley. Okay.
Keegley, like key, like turn a key, and then
Uh-huh.
glee. Glee is in happiness. GLEE. Keighley. And yeah, they're everywhere. They're franchised. It's a wholesale operation, which is a
Yeah.
interesting ball game. Wholesaling. That's another way you
Yeah.
could do it. Is just start trying to wholesale, and you'll find the shitty houses
Yeah.
doing it that way. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's I'm gonna try that.
Yeah.
That's on my agenda. I told you before we started, like my free time I'm using it to ride bikes, but I could be using it to like start
Yeah.
a whole new career. But I'm
Yeah.
kind of like
You only got a little bit left, dude. Trust me,
yeah,
you're gonna wish you're doing what you're doing.
yeah,
You know what I
I'm,
mean? Just be
I'm
smart about it.
yeah,
And you know what I mean, you'll know when it's time because I mean, youth is a beautiful thing that you don't get another chance. You got a chance to do what you're doing now. So everyone's always
yeah,
like, I'm this year old, I'm only making this much money. I'm like, dude, you'll be okay.
yeah.
Like
Everything's gonna be all
as
right.
long as you're passionate and you're like you know what I mean? Like as long as I can't say it's for everybody because not everybody is motivated, but if you're a motivated individual, you'll find something when the time comes, you know?
Right, big time.
Just gotta stay motivated. If you
Yeah,
don't stay motivated, then that's when you're working in a factory, you know?
yeah. Then you're just stuck in a personal
Mm-hmm.
hell of wake up,
Mm-hmm.
go to work, come home, drink a beer,
Yeah.
go to sleep. Ugh,
Yeah.
I can't.
Yeah.
No
Thank you.
way, dude. No
Yeah,
thanks.
thank you. Thank you.
Man, I've been. Do you fuck with yoga?
Yeah. Yeah. Stretching's huge for me. So I always say that too. I was always like, one thing more important than working out is staying like, I mean, stay fit and stay like cardiovascularly in shape, but is staying flexible
Yeah. Can
through
you do
your,
a deep
because like
squat?
that, what's up?
Can you do a deep squat, little
Oh
yogi
yeah.
squat? That
Yeah.
shit's that was like it took me yeah, damn near two
I'm super
years to be able to
flexible.
do it. Yeah.
I've always been flexible, even when I was heavy days.
It's such a cool thing. I was stretching with somebody and they couldn't get their hands past their knees on like a forward fold. And I was like, bro,
You're
what
in
does that
trouble.
feel like? Yeah, that's so crazy. I can't
Yeah.
even imagine.
Yeah.
Like I got my palms on the floor and I'm chilling, but
Yeah.
it's
That's going to be hell. Like, that's like I'm saying, if you're not flexible, that causes health issues in the
big
future.
time.
Because, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
not being able to do stuff and be flexible, it's like, it causes you to like creates that crutch is there and you're just making that crutch bigger and bigger as like you get more and more out of shape.
Yep.
It's like you're fucked.
Fucked.
Crazy. You're fucked.
Yeah, I'm grateful. I got obsessed with it in April of this year of doing
Mhm.
yoga almost every day, like 5 or 6
Mhm.
times a week, and
Yeah.
I'm
How
stoked.
long are sessions?
Feels amazing.
I only do like 10-minute sessions. I do a
Yeah,
10-minute session every day, but
I
I don't do.
do. Um, if it's a busy day, I'll do a 20-minute YouTube one
Uh-huh.
where it's like. And the cool thing about yoga is like it starts at 0 and then slowly ramps up to where it's like you got some heat going and then it ramps you back down with like
Yeah.
stretches and savasana at
Yeah.
the end. And I
Yeah.
love that because you're like come in and yoga is more about breathing and being mindful. And the whole point that they invented the asanas, which is the movements, is
Yeah.
to exercise the body so that you can sit still and meditate for longer. Did you know that?
Mhm.
I didn't know
Mm.
that. I learned that and I
Mm.
was like, that's fucking dope. And
And
then
that's why. Oh, keep going. Sorry.
yeah, no, and the meaning of yoga and learning more about it, I was like, that's so dope because I always thought it was just like yoga classes, do the fucking moves and move on with your life, but yoga is more of like a spiritual belief thing, and
Mhm.
it's about sitting with yourself and it's about just breathing and just existing and like the bottom line of that. So
Yeah.
I love it. And yeah, if you're like out of breath and you're struggling with yoga, like you're doing it wrong. Like the whole point is to be able to keep your breath the same and like
Mhm.
throughout. It gets hard, but man, I love it. And
Yeah.
so midday, it's like a combination of meditating and working out. And after it, I'm like, hi, good. I'm glad I did
Yeah.
that. It's fire.
Yeah. As I always tell people too, people who are like, yoga, it's like, I was like, the same thing where it's like, if you actually like, you will feel better, even if you do a 10-minute session, you will feel better after you're done. If you're not just there, you're not doing moves. Like you said, you're setting intention for the day. You're bringing in positive energy. You're exhaling the negativities, the bad, the woes.
Yeah.
And like, it's a release more on that level than it is even like, oh, I can stretch further. It's like,
Right.
through these stretches, you're releasing this negative energy from your body. And that's why when you're done, you're like, I feel calm. I
Yeah.
feel, I got this because you
Yep.
had that moment to slow down. But yeah, it's like focus on your breathing very much. Like,
Yep.
yeah,
It's the
but
shit. And
yeah.
it's really cool to suck at something and then see yourself progress. Like
Mm-hmm.
I saw that with and Maloof's actually doing stand up too now, which is pretty
Mm-hmm.
cool. But
Mm-hmm.
like just taking what we learned in BMX and like sucking and then seeing what's
Yeah.
possible and practicing and getting better at it, you can apply that to anything. Like when I was in stand up comedy, I saw like the scene and I saw the people and I was just like, oh, I've been here before. You know, like I'm just a
Yeah.
rookie BMXer and there's, you know, Drew Hasselton or whatever, like the local legends, and
Yeah. Yeah.
apply
Yeah.
that. And then it goes to yoga and it's just like, it's okay to suck. Like that's just part of the
Yeah.
game. And anything new,
Yeah.
it's a beautiful thing.
And to kind of go back, I know we're talking about health and blah, 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 but like the health, the thing that I tell people, because so many people come like, oh, like when they saw me like kind of transform when I first started working out. Cause I mean, you could tell because I lost a little bit more weight. I was a little bit more cut. Um, and people are like, that's what I want. Like, I was like, okay, this is what, if you want to do it, you have to not just go to the gym and like pull on this thing for a bit and pull it in and like go walk around and think it's going to work. You don't have to go every day. You can go 2 times a week, 3 times a week. But I was like, track your gains. Like, in my opinion, it's smart to use some sort of documentation on like where you started lifting weights and getting stronger, because like that's why BMX was addicting to me, was the progression of it. So I feel like
Mm-hmm.
you go in and you're like, oh, I pushed more weight today than I did last time. Like that was like the excitement. That's how I got addicted to working out, was like progression. But I
Yep.
didn't ever feel that until I was like, oh, I did 6 reps of this time I did 6 reps of that, and like
Right.
I got better today.
Yeah.
And I think that's what kept me
How
going
are
back.
you tracking it? Are you doing some shit in your
I use
phone?
a strong app.
Okay, cool.
You should look it
Nice.
up. It's awesome. I think it's
Yeah.
free to use. You can only do like 3 workouts in there, but it's awesome. It's a great one. It's just a simple, it just tracks your stuff, but then it'll like put it into graphs, and I don't really look at that anymore, but and it also like it'll set a timer in between each of them. But I think that's the way to really get like really excited, and like you said, the progression of like anything.
Yeah, it's huge. Because I'm not doing that. I need to track, but
You
also I'm
can do
just
it.
doing for strength training. I'm just going to F45 and staying consistent there. So I know that compared to a year ago, I'm much stronger
Yeah.
and in better shape. But also, I don't know the numbers. You know,
Yeah,
I
it's
should
fun to
do
know
that.
them, because like it's crazy. Like my chart was like, like this, and I was just like, that's crazy how much stronger. I remember like going to the gym and putting up like having 25s on both sides, like a bench or something, and being like struggling, and
Yeah,
now I'm just like, that's nothing. And like I don't ever want to be, I don't want to be any bigger than I am. Like
right.
I don't really progress anymore. Now it's just like a maintain. But
Yeah,
in the beginning, to get me into that mode and get me hooked on like going every week was progressing the next week. Like I'm gonna do one more rep of the same weight, or I'm gonna put on 5 more pounds, and
right. Dude, and you
you know,
just touched on, I think, a lot of people's biggest, like, oh, I'm not going to go to the gym. I don't want to look like that. It's like, dude,
yeah,
you're not going to be a beefcake if you go to the gym.
yeah,
Like, you just get a better version of you. It's
yeah.
great. Like, you have to
You have
go
to eat.
so hard. Yeah.
You have to eat. You have to eat a ridiculous amount of food. You got to do uh like a bulking and cutting. Like I never did any of that shit. I just wanted to be
Yeah.
strong, lean, long muscle. Like
Yeah.
I'm even bigger than I want to be, but like
It's crazy.
you don't have to be. You ain't gonna get there. Trust me,
Yeah.
unless you want it.
I remember I had this professor in college that like wouldn't shut up. Every class was just like, and let me tell you guys, you need to go to the gym. Like, and he was just kind of older guy, but like in shape, and it stuck with me because I was just like, aren't you supposed to be teaching us about history? And he's just like, go to the gym, go to the gym, go to the gym. And thinking back, I'm like, that's a good professor. Like, because
Yeah,
going to the gym is like necessary. It's an important thing. It's pretty dope.
sets you up for the day too. It just gets you in the right mindset. Accomplishing something
Yeah.
early. I mean, even if you go late in the day, it's fine too. But like, I think it's great to go first thing in the morning, because then it's
Oh
just
yeah.
like you've already accomplished something. Like, let's keep it going.
And then you can feel your sore muscles throughout the day. It
Yeah,
flex
yeah.
your titties a little bit. I'm doing it right now. They had us fucking do dumbbell bench press and then
Mhm.
go over and just like max out on push-ups. And so my chest is done for. I'm gonna go right
Yeah.
after this and we'll see how that goes.
At least that's all back. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
and that's what I said too. Like I was, what last touch, and I'll show you about the working out thing. When you ride BMX, it's like we create through bike riding such an imbalance of our bodies.
Oh yeah.
It's all pull. It's all pull. We are
Yeah.
never like, the most thing we do is this little push. But
Right.
like I remember when I first started, like, my back got ripped so quick, like because it was already ripped from bike riding. Like you're
Yep.
rolling every time you bunny hop,
Yeah.
And then like my chest, I was like, I can't even push,
Yeah.
and it's crazy because I just don't think bike riders think about how imbalanced their body is.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Your core, it doesn't do shit for your core. Your core is fucked because
Yep.
very rarely are you like, so it's just creating this like weird,
Imbalance. Yeah.
yeah.
It's trippy to
So
think about, actually.
yeah. So it's
Imagine
like
going to
that's
the
why I
gym
think
and never doing push. You just only
yeah,
do pull days. Like your
yeah,
fucking
yeah,
back is huge and you still got floppy titties.
yeah. Exactly.
What's your
Exactly.
you like you talk about going in the morning. What's your ideal morning routine?
I wake up around 6:15, 6:30.
What time are you
Get
going to bed?
way too late. I don't sleep a lot. I'm getting better. I probably go to sleep around midnight, I would say. So
Okay.
it's like 6 hours. I'm like a 6 hours type of guy.
Okay.
Uh, and then so wake up at like sometimes it's later depending what I'm doing. But yeah, so go to sleep around midnight. Wake up around 6:15. Go to the gym. Get the gym by like 7. Finish that around 8:30. Walk my dog. Head to the office, and then I work.
Solid. That's a
Same
good
thing every
good
day.
morning. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's nice, you know. Sometimes I throw coffee in there, sometimes, but coffee's not always every day.
You
For
can
me.
function without coffee, dog? Shit. This is my second cold brew of the day. You know that?
I haven't had one today.
Yeah. It's a
I just,
necessity for your boy.
yeah, I used to be for me too. I used to be like, but I kind of like got away from caffeine a little bit. Plus,
Yeah.
I go to the gym, so I have it in my pre workout.
Oh yeah, boom. There you go.
So
Pre
it's like
workouts the shit too. That's
I
fun.
kind of, it's kind of still flowing through me by the time I get back here. So
Yeah. Man, I went through a phase where I got off of caffeine for a couple weeks and I was
Mhm.
just drinking like Earl Grey tea and feeling the effects of that. And I was like, wow, caffeine's a hell of a drug.
Yeah,
But I'm an
yeah,
addict, so I'll take my coffee addiction. That's fine.
exactly.
Been addicted to worse. This is a good healthy combo I
Yeah,
got going. You got any regrets?
not really.
Good.
I kind I honestly really don't. I did everything I kind of like. I mean, regrets on like not doing tricks. Yes, you know what I mean. There's plenty of setups that I drive by and was like, fuck. But like
Should have did
how I
that.
live my life and how I presented myself as a bike rider, no, you know what I mean. Like,
Fuck yeah.
so no, I would say no. I was pretty like I feel like I've always been pretty real with who I am, even when like maybe the Hollister shirts weren't needed when I was riding
I
bikes
rock those too, bro.
in a button up. But like, I mean, that's what I liked about me as a bike rider because it was like LJ and Ash would all give me shit from wearing like this like pretty prep. I was a preppy. I was like a
Yeah.
stoner preppy who like quit all that shit cold turkey, but I was still like wearing Hollister buttons ups, doing stuff and like I was just always okay with being who I was. And that's my advice to everybody. You don't gotta look like everybody else. Yeah, you're gonna look a little bit, and I take a little bit from BMX still to this day in my how I dress, but I have salmon pants, dude. You know what I mean? Like
Let's
it's
go.
not all BMX, you know.
Yeah.
So it's like, I find a good mix of what I like from different aspects in the world, and just be yourself, you know.
That's bomb. I like that. I got salmon pants, you know? Let's see. What are you most proud of in your career? Like what sticks out? The trick single clip or um
I really like
yeah.
that.
Yeah, single
But
clip.
like, I got three things I think. Single clip, first double kinker tire rail and shook. I like that one.
What
First one
shook
ever.
were you in?
Shook. It's on.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
That's
dude.
21.
That one was in the back of my mind or not, it's just caked into my memory.
Yeah.
I watched Shook to
Yeah.
Ton it thousands of times.
Yeah. But yeah, that was in that. I was the first ever tire ride in kink trail. And I wasn't the first one to ever do this. Garrett was, but I was the first one to ever put it out. I found this out after the fact that he did it before me, I believe. But the pegs, bar, ice on a kink trail. And I think the one he did was way more legit too. Because I did it on that Tulsa kinker.
Yeah.
And he did it on, I think, something more legit. And then last one, I beat Drew Bazanson in a Baco contest.
Sick.
I got second. So I beat
Hell
Drew
yeah.
Bazanson.
That's pretty huge.
He ain't that good. He ain't
How
that
is,
good.
how is Drew? Is
I
he
don't know.
what's the update with him? There's something
I
what's
know
going
there was, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's up with him. But I love that dude. He's a good bike rider, man.
like a bad injury or something happened, I
Yeah,
think.
something happened. I think it was like a freak one too. It wasn't on anything
Yeah.
crazy, I believe. I was kind of out of the loop at that point when I think that happened because
I'm
I miss
looking
his crazy ass edits, man. God, they were the
apparently
best.
3 years ago today with a pressure gauge in my skull. My parents were told it could go either way. He had a 15-day coma. Wow. Numerous broken bones, a stroke, and multiple surgeries, and he was put back together. And then the next thing on his Instagram is a car crash. Jeez, dude. Drew's having a rough time. 4 days ago, took 2 hours to cut me out of this truck. He got smashed in a car accident. Damn.
4 days ago?
Yeah, 3 days ago. It went from a short box to a short cab. Beyond lucky, bro. That's so crazy.
Oh my God.
Poor Drew.
That's
I remember Drew. I stayed out in the come up house when I was 20, and
Mhm.
Drew Bezanson was there, and I was like, oh my god, that's Drew fucking Bezanson. But like
Yeah.
this, the ceilings of the apartment were like they had trannies, so like the corners were
I
rounded or
I'm
whatever.
wondering if I went to the same one. Was it the one like in the
Yeah,
bathroom? Like there was, yeah, I've been there.
you've
The
you've
bathroom
been
had like
you've
some
definitely been
weird,
to that crib.
yeah.
But we're sitting on the couch, and Drew's like, I think sober. He doesn't smoke or drink or anything, but
Mhm,
he's just
mhm.
acting like the biggest stoner, like laying on the couch, like you could do a freaking flare tail whip bar spin. And he's just using his fingers and shit, and I'll never forget it. He's sweet man, sweet
Yeah.
talented man.
Best park rider of all time, in my
Yeah,
opinion.
dude, up there. Like some of the shit you still watch, like there's just timeless riding like that, where it's just like nobody will ever be able to do this
Yeah.
shit that Drew was doing, like on a whole
Yeah.
another level.
Yeah. Like fuck tricks. Like, I mean, he's got great tricks too, but like just doing the right tricks in
Just
the right
biking,
way.
putting his bike on that wall way up there and then coming
Yeah.
back is so nuts, dude.
Yeah.
Where was I going? Oh yeah, yeah, we're doing the fucking podcast questions. Hit me with your
Yeah.
Mount Rushmore.
What is that? Oh my. So what do I need? The faces I want to see on it?
Yeah, BMX Mount Rushmore,
Oh, BMX Mount.
or just political Mount Rushmore if you want to go.
No,
Thomas
no, no,
Jefferson.
no, no.
Who? Here's actually tell me who's on Mount Rushmore before you do your BMX one.
Oh my
Who's on the
God.
actual
I've
Mount
been
Rushmore?
there. I've been there.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm not even make myself look like an idiot. I ain't gonna try. Sorry.
I honestly, let me try it. I think it's
I don't know who's on there because I gotta think about BMX Mount Rushmore.
Thomas Jefferson, uh, Abraham Lincoln. I want to say George Washington,
I want to say he's on there.
and then Benjamin Franklin, maybe Theodore Roosevelt. I think Theodore Roosevelt. Let's see. Not Benjamin Franklin. Okay, who's on it? There's a fifth face. See, whatever.
There's five?
Yeah, I just saw an article that says who's the fifth face of Mount Rushmore. Okay, so it's George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, Teddy Roosevelt, and Abraham Lincoln. I got it.
Okay,
Benjamin
four.
Franklin can fuck off, but yeah,
Yeah.
there's four.
So okay, BMX Mount Rushmore. Jeez, that's a crazy question. I haven't thought about BMX in a long time. Van Homan.
Good choice. Correct choice.
Yeah. Mike Aiken.
Mm.
Uh, who else? Mike Aiken. Just trying to think of like my. I can't even think of who my favorite riders were when I was like going. I can't. That's how like, long ago I've thought about BMX. Shit. Who are in yours so I can think?
I've had a couple different ones. If we're just
Uh-huh.
going objectively, I'm like Matt Hoffman, Dave Mira, Garrett Reynolds, and Van Homan's a good choice.
Yeah.
But then I go like my personal is Ian Schwartz, Carl Pointer. Ian Schwartz, Carl Pointer.
Ian Schwartz is a good one.
I'll always love Drew Hasselton's riding. He's up there for me personally.
I would say Hamilton on mine.
Oh, Stephen Hamilton. Yeah.
That was like when I remember seeing Daylight Dollar Short. I don't know if you ever saw that flick.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's when I first was introduced to Ian Schwartz and Stephen Hamilton.
Yes.
And that's why I learned nose wheelies, you know?
Yep. Dude, he was early
And
on the
nose
noses.
wheelie, dude.
Yeah.
So Stephen Hamilton, Mike Aiken,
Van Homan.
Van Homan. Last one.
Bobby Kanode. Man, that's great. I'm
gonna throw a curveball there. I'd say Matt Berenger.
Nice.
I like watching that dude ride.
Yeah, he's the shit. I love him. I haven't like thought of him in a long time. I wonder what he's up to.
I think I saw him in some edit somewhat at a backyard thing of him crashing in something. I don't know.
He's
And he was
still
just laughing.
still probably just Matt Berenger, you know?
Yeah.
That's dope.
That dude's fucking. I went on a trip with that dude once, and he is an awesome dude.
Fuck yeah. I remember I was just watching. I had so much nostalgia because my YouTube started recommending like old Road Fools. So I was watching Road
Mhm.
Fools, 11, and I remember watching that when I was 16 or 17. And
Yeah,
it's crazy the
was
videos.
11 was the California one.
I don't know.
That was nine.
I
Nine
don't
was the
know where.
California one.
Yeah,
Nine was the California one.
I don't. I forget. But I
Yeah, but
just
keep going.
just the vibes of. I remember
Mhm.
one clip, Brian Foster getting out of the van and he's stretching, and then all the young kids are riding, and Brian Foster says, "I can't get out and do it like these young bucks anymore." And now I can
Yeah,
relate to that hard. And then just seeing them and like they're introducing themselves, and they're like, "I'm Aaron Ross. I'm 17 years old." I'm like, "What the fuck, dude? These are babies." And I remember looking up to them like, "You guys are adults doing bike tricks. But it's just
yeah,
kids. Crazy.
yeah.
The young
I
man
came in.
sport."
I came into the. I was bringing in like tools for the build yesterday to the skate park. I walk in and they're watching Rock and Roll Road Fools, the first one,
Nice.
and
Yeah.
like Jeff didn't even know I was in that, like the guy owner, because I think it just showed up on YouTube or they were watching something and it just like came on because they just had
Yeah.
to like whatever. And he's like, "That's you," and I was like, I was literally 21 in there, maybe 22,
Little
but yeah,
baby.
I was like, yeah, I had like the hair swoop where like
Yep.
like
That
yeah,
Midwest swoop, the whole style,
yeah,
dude. Like
yeah.
I remember that era was that emo swoop and then
Mm-hmm.
tight jeans and I don't know, Midwest bikes. Cause like the when you
Belts,
guys slam
belts
seats.
too,
Yeah, the belts.
studded belts.
Yeah, studded belts. That was a huge thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then like the hats, I think of Ryan Sher when I think of the hat, but it's like a
Oh, the
captain's
little
hat.
shorties.
Yeah, little shorty
Yeah,
hats. Those were those
yeah,
were big.
yeah.
And then, do you remember SW BMX? Because
That's,
you guys, I think it was a full knockoff of Midwest BMX, but we did Southwest BMX in
yeah,
Arizona.
yeah. I do. Yep,
Yeah,
yep.
that was a big deal. So you
Yeah.
you you influenced the BMX world.
You know, I try.
Yeah.
I did my part.
For me, don't worry about it. You know what I'm saying? What else, dude? I think that's it.
Yeah. Yeah.
What are you gonna do for the rest of the day?
You keep going on this jam. I got to make a after party flyer. So for the after party for Saturday, I got to just all clean my office because Corey Walsh and Lil John are actually sleeping in here.
Sick.
I brought them some blow up stuff, so they're gonna be sleeping here throughout the week because LJ's place he was gonna stay, his dog just had knee surgery, and LJ has a dog, and he's just too much.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, just stay here as long as it's cool with Jeff G. And Jeff G's like, I don't give a fuck. So
Nice. So where
um,
where are you? You're in the skate park?
yeah.
Is that where
Friend,
your office is for Seek?
let me see. Can you hear me still?
Yeah.
So yeah, this is my office. Um, yeah. So
Oh, get the fuck out of here.
yeah,
What,
right
dude?
there, dude. You want to
Dude,
ride?
ride more. What the fuck?
I know. That's what I said. I literally have an office above the skate park, and I fucking don't ride.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Holy shit. I had no idea. I was picturing you were in like some building downtown for your
No,
company.
no. Literally, this was like didn't look like this when I started. Like I put in all the flooring. I built this whole thing out. There was no like the ceiling up
Nice.
there didn't exist. So it was just like cold as fuck. But it's
Yeah.
all insulated now and
Good for
legit.
you. That's
Yeah,
legit. Yeah.
yeah.
I wish I could be handy and do shit like that. Maybe
Hmm.
someday I'll grow up. I can change
Yeah,
my air conditioning filter and I can replace the batteries on my smoke alarms when that happens, dude. I'm
yeah,
pretty much an adult.
yeah.
I'm saying, don't worry
That's
about
awesome. That's what's up.
it.
Oh shit.
Well, good luck with Seek. Good luck with this
Yeah,
jam.
yeah. I just want to say, can I say
Yeah.
one last?
Say some stuff.
I just wanted to say to anybody, this is like jam related, BMX jam related, like to anybody who like wants to throw a BMX jam. I feel like right now is the time that it's needed more than ever. And I'm not talking about contests are cool, whatever, but like bringing like more intentional things back into BMX, like Swamp Fest is definitely very intentional,
Huge.
like
Yep.
so it's like more things like that, and you can do it in your own scene. Um, but there's just nobody really stepping up. That's why I wanted to do it with this kid to kind of be like, we need this generation needs that person because we had it in ours. There was 5 different people in my scene who were throwing jams, like good
Yeah.
jams. You know what I mean? Here it doesn't exist anymore, and when it does, it's like USA contest or something. You know, it's like contests are cool, but it's not Ratty Fest. It's not like the stuff where things happen at parks that should happen. It's not box jump contest, which is awesome, which is needed. But I just think that create an experience for like kids to want to show up to, and it's only going to help BMX. And also companies help out the people who are trying to do that and trying to do cool shit, not just do, you know,
Big time.
contest.
And there's such a hunger for it right now because everything's so digital and we're kind of isolated. So bringing something in real life to go see the people who like I just saw this dude that I only know from Instagram yesterday and met him and got to talk to him yesterday. And I was just like, oh yeah, cool. Like there's a real person behind the screen and it's cool to bring everybody together. So yeah, throw jams.
Yeah. I mean, it's like I said, it just, in the world of everyone's an individual, it's like make something that people can be a part of, you know, because it doesn't exist as much. And I'm not someone who's saying back in my day, whatever, because I think BMX is still awesome, all that shit. It's just, it could be cooler.
Back in my day.
Yeah. I hate that shit.
Yeah. Back in my day, we had to pedal uphill both ways.
Yeah. Because, you know what I mean? Like it's, BMX is what it is, and it's awesome, and I love it, and like it still gets Trent's hyped on it. You know what I mean?
Fuck yeah.
If I was young, I'd be still fucking hyped on it, but I would be like more hyped if everyone was brought together a little bit more.
Yeah.
And you know, there's
big time
cool shit to do and cool shit to remember because there's just not as many things to like really remember. I feel like as there used to be. And bring road fools back. God damn it. I know
for real, dude.
I did something like that in overseas.
Yeah, I'm so excited for them to drop that.
I have no idea what it is, but Trent talked about bringing that back before that happened. I don't know if that was
some sort of mega tour, dude, with like all the best riders. It's like not a specific brand. It's everybody. It's all the best riders. It's a dig travel thing. It's so sick.
I love that. Like it makes BMX so much less cliquey. You know what I mean? It's not like the cult crew, this crew. It's like you're forced to ride with people that you might hate. You know what I mean? Dude. Like remember when like wasn't like Dave Mira and somebody else that hated Jim Selinsky on the same road fools and they like were talking shit on each other.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. For real. You got no choice. You're gonna be in the same band.
I don't want to see people having the best time always, you know. I want to see a little drama.
We love drama. Make a reality TV show.
Yeah.
Speaking of jams, I want to shout out Joseph Carrillo from here is hosting a jam in Phoenix. So if you guys are listening, it's on November 26th and it's at 10 a.m. at Deck Park, I think. So speaking of jams, it's pretty cool. He's just another local homie that's trying to put on a jam. So I'll be there.
Yeah. And like people remember like when people are throwing these jams, show up, go out of your way to show up. Think about how much that dude put in work to throw that jam, to bring people out. I'm telling you, it's hours and hours and hours of work to create these things. And if you don't show up, they ain't gonna do it again.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, if people don't show up to this, like
I ain't doing it.
I'm not gonna do it again next year. I'm just not but I'm hoping people are and all that shit. But it's like I don't know the scene how it like I know if I had done this 10 years ago, people would have showed up, but I don't know.
Right. Yeah, you're irrelevant, Jeff. You're 40 years old, bro.
Yeah. If you're on the edge. I might not be here next year. You know, might be it. But no, for real, like just show up. That's the least you can do is drive fucking 4 hours to go to a jam that someone spent weeks on. You know what I mean? Yep. Especially if it's not just like a quick throw up thing. But like if it's like something that someone's like really trying to do something cool with.
Yep.
There.
Did you see Organized Crime, Matt Clausen's jam that he just put in Vegas? That shit's dope. Just happened. Wish I could have been there. Yeah, they're out there. The jams are happening. We got when is yours?
Friday. This coming Friday, Saturday.
Let's go.
It's Friday and Saturday. So starting off with the Don Bomb jam, straight into the bowl jam. So it's gonna be sweet. And if you guys want to check it out, I don't know how much Dig's posting on it, but Trent's gonna be here documenting all for Dig. So there'll be stuff on there. Like I said, Legends of the Fall BMX. On Instagram, all one word. Check that out. Also follow Four Seasons Skatepark, all that shit, because support the people who actually need it.
Who's the best rider that goes to Four Seasons right now? Is it Icy?
Yeah.
Little Icy.
Depending, best street rider. Yeah.
What about Park?
Actually, he's best. He is the best all around rider.
Yeah.
Because
he
can shred a ramp.
Yeah.
Um, he can do all that shit, you know, stylish as hell. Yeah, probably him. There's some other dudes that are killing it too.
I wish I could
Lucas,
teleport and be there for the jam. That'd be
yeah,
cool. Lucas
yeah.
Figgleslayer. Lucas
However
Figgles.
you say it, whatever it
Lucas
is.
Figgles. What did I started calling him? I gave him a weird nickname when he was in town. But he's got a clip in Mediocre, so that's cool. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a good kid.
Talented little
But
shit.
yeah, there's some definitely some I can't say, but best of like the newer riders. There's still some older dudes fucking holding it down out here. You know what I mean?
Sick.
Andy Kent. I don't know if you remember that name.
Andy, say it again. You cut out.
Andy Kent.
Yeah.
He worked with Neil back in the day until he
Yeah.
booted me out, but he's been fucking shredding.
Sick.
Like, riding brakes, doing Foo Fighters, doing like weird shit though, like riding shit different, not just like riding
just genuinely enjoying the act of riding. Because there's like riding for video, and then there's riding for the feeling of a cool feeling trick. Like some shit feels really good, but I would never film it. Versus, you know, like there's that whole thing. So that's dope.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think. But yeah, a bunch of people are coming out. A bunch of people are flying out from Austin. Dan Kruk's flying in from California. A couple of my other friends are driving in from Ohio. My buddy's flying in from Connecticut. Trying to get
Your jam's gonna be fine, dude.
I'm trying to get Tony Nyer here, but he's got a kid now, and he said he was coming. I asked Brad Sims to come.
Hell yeah.
Like, I talked to him on the phone. I was like, Brad, come to my jam. And he's like, what's the weather like? And I was like, it's actually snowing right now. He's like, nah, I'm out. But it was a freak. I mean, it's like 50 today. It's 50 and sunny. It's gonna be 50 this weekend.
It's a fucking indoor skate park, dude. Who cares what the weather's like?
Ryan, and no offense, Brad, I've seen you at 100 contests. You don't ride at them anyways. Come on, get bunny hop over something really tall, and then that's it.
Yeah. Brad's a professional chiller, dude. And then he shows out. I like Brad Sims a lot, dude. I could totally see Nyer on the mic, just running the show, dude.
Micah will be on the mic.
Say that again, Micah.
Micah Parents.
Yeah, let's go.
I tried to get Catfish here. I tried to get him, and he was down. He was like, "What weekend is?" And I was like, "He's like, I can't. I'm on tour." And I was like, because that's what I was always used to have. It was always Catfish and Micah on the mic.
Yeah, dude, that's a jam.
Didn't pay him a cent. They just drive up out of the goodness of their hearts, and they fucking would kill it.
The good old days.
Yep. But now it's harder when they're both like actually on tour. I'm just happy we at least got Micah, because Micah's
that's fire.
The best on
I love
mic.
it. Man, I'm stoked for you.
Them two together are so fucking funny.
That'll be a good week. Man, I've been trying to track Catfish down too. He sent me a video. Same old shit, Bob. He's like on tour with the bikers, and I'm like, all right, let's go, Catfish. Cool. Good. He's gonna keep going until he's 69 years old.
Yep, exactly. But yeah, I think we fucking covered it.
Yeah, dude. It was a good talk.
I appreciate you. You chatting.
I appreciate you doing it.
Yep.
We've been going back and forth. I've been knowing Jeff K my whole damn life, so it's good to actually chop it up.
In Vegas before.
Yeah, let's go. I don't remember it, so that was cool. That's a good sign. There's so many things like that where people are like, yeah, we did this, and I'm like, I don't remember it, so it must have been fun, dude. My 20s is like a blackout of drugs, alcohol. My brain does not remember it, and then concussions. I think I don't know. They don't know. I was born again when I was 30. I was like, all right.
What's weird, like the shit that BMXers do, not to say I'm like running this on again, but the shit that BMXers do, we do so much more cool shit than your average person, especially the traveling BMXers.
Yes.
Like, and like the people who are diving into other scenes. It's like, dude, it's so hard to remember names. It's so hard to remember things. And that's why I was saying again, create these like crazy things where it's like, I remember Ratty Fest because it was this crazy event. Do I remember what happened the week before that? No, not after. But it's like, that's what we got to create for these people, because or else me and you ain't going to remember it. You know what I mean? It's not something really dope.
Yep.
So
do it for the next generation.
Cool shit we do.
Fuck yeah.
All of us, all bike riders.
Well, you work on the jam. I'm going to go ride my bike. But actually, don't leave the Zoom call. I'm going to end this recording. Don't leave yet.
Okay.
All right. Bye, guys.